All right, there we go. We're back. Hopefully,
Yes.
we are
I,
back.
I thought Dirk had fallen asleep
Nope, I
just
didn't.
so relaxed and everything. And then I was like, wait, are you super relaxed or did this freeze? And come to find out, he was frozen.
I was frozen. Yes, I was frozen. Unbelievable. Thanks, you're not doing your job. See, he's making his getaway. You hear that car in the background.
Blink's motorcycle and a switchblade knife. Can you hear the news in the Tabby Tribune?
Thing's still sleeping.
He is now.
No. Where were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about FTR losing.
Oh, I think we had left off with saying that collision ended with
Oh, that's right.
rated R Superstore and Darby Allin getting laid out for the end of Collision.
Oh, the Christian Cage laid him out.
No, it was Luchasaurus and the hairless Persian cat Nick Wayne.
Oh, wow, that's funny. Nick Wayne laying somebody out.
Well, it was Luchasaurus who was doing all the hard work.
Oh, I got you. And I
Hence
guess that.
the reason why I saw something early this morning saying Luchasaurus possibly injured in collision match.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you saw this either, but I thought it would be more bigger in the news of wrestling this week. But I had seen something earlier in this week saying that supposedly Will Ospreay signed with WWE.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure if that's real or fake.
You think that if it was real, that it would be all over.
Right.
Like would have been more than one source or
Yeah, that's why I don't believe it. I only saw one source.
but I'm wondering if that person's thinking that just because of all of a sudden Will Ospreay wasn't like part of the Callis family, he got pulled from that match or
Huh.
and stuff, and all of a sudden now they have Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure what to make of that one. He bounces all over the place, doesn't he? I don't know what they're
Yeah,
gonna.
I don't like
Go ahead.
him being in groups or something. I prefer Hobbs on his own.
Yeah, he was in what Team Taz, and then he was in that QT Marshall thing. Then he was with Ricky Starks, and now he's with oh gosh, what are their names? Oh yeah, the Callis family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still say that after that match against Miro, they should have shook hands, and Lana should have managed both of them. The the
But I
book and the
guess
Redeemer.
Miro is seems to think that's just a distraction and that evidently she's going to manage all our talent.
Speaking of Miro, where has he been?
Yeah, it's weird how he'll start getting like some kind of push or gets a big wind and everything, looks great and everything, and then he'll just disappear for a while.
Yeah, the
And I
last I
definitely
saw.
didn't hear anything about injuries.
No, the last I heard about him was All Out, and that was it. That's the last time we saw him.
I feel like that's the last time I really saw him was that match.
Yeah, what's that match? And then he talked about he was backstage talking about his hot wife again, and that was pretty much it.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that too, where he got in an argument with her,
Yeah,
and that's when
and
she was like, "Well, then you should have no problem with me being a manager for others."
yeah, why not? Other than that, poof, he was gone. But Wardlow came back
For a quick squash.
for a quick squash, and it looks like he's off the juice.
Oh, the stray bullet, Juice
Hmm?
Robinson
Well, not that.
with his crazy
It,
hair, because he just don't care.
yeah. Or it makes me think: is Wardlow married?
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
I
just
know he did
wondering.
have a longtime girlfriend. So if he did get married, maybe that was part of it. But I had heard he was recovering from an injury.
Oh, I thought he got off the juice maybe because he was trying to have a kid. Maybe I'm just because he wasn't as cut as usual when I saw him. Just wondering. And then we
Yeah, it
saw.
did look like a noticeable
Hmm,
difference. And I would say that's probably was that he just didn't look as cut. He still looked big, but
yeah, he wasn't as cut. I mean, he hasn't been on TV since the very first Collision, which was back in June. Is that June 18th? Yeah, he got beat
yeah,
by
it's like
Luchas.
another thing that was like Miro and stuff. Like it seems like he'll be doing really good and then like not see him for a while.
Yes,
But
and it
as
looks
we
like
learned, it was because of injury
oh maybe
with Wardlow and that
oh
he was recovering this whole time.
oh okay. So we don't know if he's going to be babyface or heel.
Yeah, he could go either way. And since it was somebody that wasn't like a regular,
Yeah, Griff Garrison. You would think he would go after Luchasaurus and Christian Cage since he lost the belt to him.
yeah, but who knows? Like you said, could he come back as a heel or is he coming back as babyface? Or
Mm.
there is no heels or baby faces.
Well, to me, I guess the top heel now is Christian Cage
Hmm.
because MJF is clearly a face now. What? Jay White? I mean, that's the only top heel I see is Christian Cage.
Well, I would feel like he's the one that's doing the best job.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're talking about actually heat with the crowd and everything,
Yeah.
Christian definitely has it way more than Jay Wizite.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people like are split when it comes to um, Bullet Club Gold.
Yes.
Like they have some people that actually are rooting for them. In the Stray Bullet, Juice Robinson.
The straight bullet. Oh, look at that. I should have
Mojo's
screenshot that.
serious when he's talking about the Stray Bullet, Juice Robinson. crazy like that.
Yeah, he's crazy like that. But after the
His
end of
hair's sort of
Dynamite,
similar to Mojo's,
very similar,
just all over the place.
and not as black. But
Yes,
after
and his goes way out further.
uh,
Dude, it's crazy. This is a crazy thing.
yeah, but after Dynamite, after that angle, it felt as though it's Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, and then there's everybody else. That's what it felt like to me. I mean, you get your few moments in there, but you look like Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. They look like stars. Then there's the rest of the roster. That's what it felt like to me, anyway.
It's not that way, Derk.
Well,
Because
that's what it
that's
felt like.
a lower tier. Because of the top tier is only for one superstar.
And he's rated R, right?
Each star is timeless.
Ah,
Timeless Tony Storm.
timeless Tony Storm and Sky Blue.
And
That
look
was
out
the
for
main
that
event.
shoe.
Amazing.
Chin up, tits out, and look out for the shoe.
Yeah. I'm surprised she's doing that gimmick. Remember when she walked out of WWE and she wanted to be a wrestler and she lost all that weight? Now looks like she's putting it back on and wants to be a character now.
Well, she didn't realize until she started losing her mind that she is timeless, Dirk.
Ah.
Now that she realizes that she is timeless, she's taking over the women's division.
She's Jean Harlow now. Go look that up, kiddies. Before there was a Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm. Before there was a Marilyn Monroe, there was a Jean Harlow. But she is timeless. Her and Sky Blue going at it. That was great.
Oh, you would have liked the match on Collision, I believe it was, because she took on Kira Hogan.
Oh, did she win that one?
Yes, but it was definitely not a squash.
Ah. That's why she's timeless. Timeless Tony Storm.
And once she wins, it goes back to days of the classic black and white.
Oh, yes.
The black and white feature.
Mm-hmm.
Timeless.
Tony Storm. Just like that timeless timer.
Time is up.
After this chaotic morning.
This will be part 2.
Ooh.
Dark City, part 2.
Part 2. Oh, let me get this in here. What happened with the Blue Jays on October 4th? They got eliminated by the Minnesota Twins in the wild card.
Yeah, Minnesota. I guess it's just 3 games in that first series, like best of 3.
I guess.
So they lose twice and that's it.
I think I blinked and it was over.
Like, I was like, oh. I look at score and everything, and all of a sudden I'm like, I didn't know they played the first game.
Me neither.
And I was seeing the results of the second game, and it's saying Minnesota 2 straight eliminate.
So was that best? So it's best 2 out of 3 then.
Yeah, I remember in that first round.
Yeah. I remember you texting me. Yeah. I remember you texting me. The Blue Jays are in. Next thing you know, it's over.
I didn't know when it started. Like I said, I all of a sudden look at scoreboard, and it was game 2, and Minnesota winning, and it's saying that was the end of the series. Minnesota wins series 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. I'm thinking it's over already. Oh man. I mean, after the Reds kind of faded away, and Detroit's Detroit, I'm thinking, hey, the Blue Jays may have a shot, and it's over.
Yeah, that's the thing about barely making it in and everything. That usually means that you're going to be playing like one of the number one seeds.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't have wanted to play Minnesota right off the back.
Was Minnesota the number one of the number one seeds? Let me look.
I know they just were way ahead of anybody. No one was touching them in their division. And they had like sealed their position like really early. Like they were definitely in.
Wow, they're in. But last night they got beat by the Houston Astros.
Was that game one or is that some weird number into the series already?
It's game one.
Okay.
It is game one.
As of right now, it's 11-7. Jacksonville over Buffalo.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh yeah, and the Texas Rangers beat Chris Matthews' Baltimore Orioles 3-2 in game one. Chris is not gonna like that.
Shout out to Beezer B, Midnight, Little Who, Little Mew, and Panthro. Shout out to Brandon the Monkey Boy, Willow Tree and her friend LZ, in the place to be, Julie Bubbles.
Yep.
Kiefer and Alex. Ty the trademark, Phil the promoter, Jeff Lipman.
Mm-hmm.
Evo uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, and seis. And Nasty Leroy.
Uh-huh.
Yuck Nasty and Dogga Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Suplex City Limits. The OGMCs. Spitball Media. We can list them individually if you want.
No, we're good.
Okay. Also, we have the Bayou Geeks with the Don.
The Don. And Gary.
Oh, what's he call himself on the show? Maximus G420?
That's it.
Oh, I got it on the first try.
How about that? Amazing.
Maximus. Maximus.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes Derk.
Sometimes Derk.
He's the man with no name.
And this Saturday they're going to have Kevin Castle on, the one and only.
Speaking of Kevin Castle, shout out to Kevin Castle and
Don
you know
Tony.
who.
I
thought you were going to say Baseball Chicky or
Oh,
Dark
Baseball
Trez.
Oh, there you go. Don't forget Scott and Rye Bread.
That would have been pathetic if we forgot that, and we'd be Yari if we forgot that. As in Drew Yari.
Along with Spine, Buster Tees, and Ruben Prime. And Lil RJ.
Autobots, roll out.
And Sensible Sam.
Shaw, that is.
Shaw. Where's he been anyway? Anyway, Joe Punches.
Yep, he punches something.
Yeah, he does punch
the
something.
Clock.
Sasha Baron Corbin.
Dude, 2005.
Dude.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Cheezo Mac, Matty Icing, Smark Wahlberg, and Luke Birmingham Birch. And sometimes, when he please, he talks about the UFC. It's Gee Whiz, it's who he be.
Don't forget to check on Anna to see if she's okay.
Anna, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Anna?
I think she's okay. The Sinister Minister.
Mark in Detroit!
Yep.
And don't forget Bobby Anthem, Mr. Bishop Anthem. Bobby Anthem, Mr. Bishop Anthem.
Mr. Bishop Anthem. Dr. Brian Wright. Shout out to him.
And no, I'm not going to shout out his cousin Ryan wrong.
Please don't do that. Cleric of Chaos.
There you go.
Yep. Michael Smith, Johnny Florida, Mucho Macho, Old Man Jenkins,
Papa Dave,
WNC family. That's what I'll say.
Super Party.
Soup, 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 soup.
Super Party.
Soup, 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 soup. That was a great song.
Did I mention cousin Randy?
There you go. Shout out to
Hines.
Mm-hmm.
The Good Brothers. In Bebop and Rocksteady.
Shout out to the Detroit Lions, actually.
Now, this is the game that, to me, is to show what they really are. Because it's not the big teams that you worry about. Are we going to be able to beat these guys? With the Lions, it's the games that you look on paper and go, oh, they should beat this team. And they're the ones that give them the worst trouble.
Yep.
So I feel like Carolina is the perfect test.
Yeah. The Carolina Panthers against the Detroit Lions. It's going to be one hell of a cat fight.
Indeed. Are the Bengals off this week?
No, we have a 4:00 game against Arizona. Fun. Looks like Detroit and the Bengals have.
The Bengals can play spoiler today.
Yeah.
Instead of the Cardinals always playing spoiler if they're not getting beat, they're beating some team
right
that everybody thinks they have no
shot.
Yeah. Oh, SP told me something. He told me that it finally is the 3-1 Cowboys against his 49ers, who are still 4-0.
Sunday Night Football. I'm watching that.
Which is this going to be on the Peacock?
I want to say NBC.
Yeah, which would be.
I guess that is Peacock, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, NBC is.
Yep, you're right. NBC, Peacock, yep. But apparently the Lions and the Bengals have switched places. Now Detroit's the one that's winning. And the Bengals are sliding.
I almost had forgot about that, and I don't know how you do that, but how do you forget, or did I forget that the Kelsey brothers both played for the Bearcats?
Yes, they did. And they're both from Cincinnati. So Travis Kelce has come far, hasn't he? Super Bowl ring, Dayton Taylor Swift.
Well, I hadn't heard the story where his older brother had to put in a good word for him and get him back into school.
Yeah.
Or something.
He couldn't stop smoking the weed.
In Michigan, clobbered Minnesota.
In Ohio State. And Ohio State beat Maryland.
Oh, this is the big thing that happened in college football yesterday. Number 3 got upset by number 12. Boomer Schooner! Boomer Schooner!
I actually watched that game. That was good, actually. The Red River Shootout, Texas and Oklahoma.
34-30.
Scored at the
4
last
point
minute.
game.
Yep, Oklahoma scored at the last minute.
Oh, another one that went into 3 overtimes. Did you hear about that?
Yep, I sure did.
Arizona
USC.
against USC?
Mm-hmm. It just shows that USC plays no defense.
And here's another upset. Unranked Georgia Tech beat Miami.
That's funny.
Another
That
super close game. Oh, and Notre Dame, who Mojo says is overrated,
they are after that.
got beat by
Oof.
Louisville 33-20.
Yes, Louisville smoked them. They got smoked.
Unlike the other Kentucky team
They
that
got
got
beat
killed
by
by number 1, Georgia.
Well, it is number 1 Georgia.
It is Georgia.
Yeah, it is Georgia.
Ain't gonna be messing with no Bulldogs.
And Cincinnati didn't play, so that's good because we didn't lose.
Let's see. Oh, I'm hoping that ought to be a one for them to turn around. They get to play Iowa State next week.
Yeah, we'll see. We already lost 3 in a row.
At halftime, it's 11-7. Still, Jacksonville over Buffalo.
Wow. Just when we thought Buffalo turned it around.
Oh, I'm not counting them out yet.
Me neither, but
Especially
still.
only being 4 points down. When you have games where some other team's leading by 17 points and they end up losing,
Mm-hmm.
don't count anybody out.
I don't want to cut anybody out. But you're right. But sometimes Buffalo has these slow starts. And then they get back into it.
Yeah, that used to be what the Bengals
We're doing that now.
were doing, but instead now they're not. They're being like bucket going into the second half, whereas last year they're like, we're still in it. We just have to wait to go down by 2 touchdowns, and then we can start actually playing.
Yes.
Now they're like, oh, we're down by 2 touchdowns. Fuck it.
Pretty much, we're done. It's over. Sayonara. We'll give all our good mojo to Detroit Lions.
Taboom. That's all she wrote.
Yep. I think this is going to be a down season for the Bengals.
Unfortunately, like I said, that if they keep on doing this, why, if you're paying this guy so much money, wouldn't you try to take care of him and be like, hey, instead of going out there and just keep on making things worse with your injury?
That's true.
We're gonna go out there and you're injured and keep on losing games. Wouldn't it make more sense to try to let him heal up? Because at a point it's gonna be like, why not? But
yeah.
But do you really want to get to that point where he's going to be out even longer because if you kept on putting him in?
Right. That cat's not going to get any better throughout the season. But Mark Wahlberg's happy because the Chicago Bears won on Thursday. Their first win of the season.
And they did
All
it
right.
for Butkus.
They did it for Butkus. Legendary Dick Butkus. Legend himself. And we finally got through this podcast after so many interruptions. Well, not so many, but just one major one. I froze up, and that was it.
What? It was perfect though, because of the way that you froze up.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you could have fallen asleep, like you were just so relaxed in your chair that for a second there I was like, is he just so relaxed or something that just waiting for me to finish what I'm saying?
Nope,
no,
I just
he's
froze
frozen.
up. I'm
He's
frozen.
not that relaxed.
No. Let it go. And I don't mean the movie. Alrighty. Happy October.
Oh, I want to do one last thing before ED is
Before-
middle. No, 10-8.
Before Aaron gets in there and kicks you out.
Yeah, so the songs that you heard in the beginning of the show were Naughty by Nature, Feel Me Flow,
There you go.
Chuck Berry, Let It Rock,
Yes.
the Staple Singers, After Sex. But the ones that are coming up next, the ones that'll be on, I guess, part 2, is Lady Sovereign, Love Me or Hate Me,
Well, I hate you.
a group called ADOR, Let It All Hang Out, and last but definitely not least, Crisscross is going to make a jump.
There you go. Haven't heard that in a long time.
Yes, and maybe a tribute to the late, great Chris from Crisscross.
Yes.
Because he's the make Mac daddy. He's the make Mac. Somebody get me a Big Mac with extra Mac sauce, please.
No onions.
Guess what? I found out the secret ingredient of Mac sauce.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's not horseradish, as some people would think, but it's the horseradish is in there. The secret ingredient